What's up, guys? Holden Alex with you here, bringing you My Hero Academia manga review. This was chapter 223, titled Cockroaches. This was a very intriguing chapter. It was more of a conclusion. We still get in the backstory of what Shigaraki's going through with Mashina, and we get that Mashina's only going after Shigaraki himself because he's gonna supposedly be the next leader, so he's only going after him. The other people can join in the battle and he'll fight them if they join, but he's not chasing them down like he is with Shigaraki. And we found out that the battle periods has been him doing nothing but attacking, going to sleep, waking up stronger, and then fighting Shigaraki with his great senses and smells, fighting him again. And that's been his strategy. And when it comes to Shigaraki and his team, the League of Villains, they've been basically dipping in and out. They help Shigaraki. Then when the guy is sleeping, it's like they dip out, but they separate from Shigaraki. They don't try to stay too close to him. Cause this guy's only attacking him, so they don't want to stay too close. They only come in and support when they needed it to. And that's been their strategy. It's been more of a long haul type of strategy. Their battle is more like, we're going to hit you for a little bit and run away, and they're going back and forth. It's kind of funny because if you play any type of RPG game, that's technically how you beat a boss that you're not really capable of beating. You go with a party, you do a little bit of damage, leave, recover, you go back, beat them some more, leave, recover, equip, whatever you have to do with your weapons and stuff, and go back. So that's basically the playing game that they're playing. And that's basically like the first half of the chapter. Very short chapter this week. We had about I think 15 pages, maybe 16. But after that, Twice gets a phone call. And the phone call is from their broker. When he picks it up and why haven't you been answering Mr. Comfort's call? We found out that, even though we already knew, but they didn't, that the guy on the other line is not their broker, because their broker got captured a couple of chapters back. It was actually the leader of the Liberation Army and the president of Dinnerat, Destroyer. So, or Destro, I should say, he pronounced his name, or Destro. But after Destro presented himself and stuff, he tells them about their broker and how he has him captured and stuff, and how he's torturing them and he didn't cut off his fingers, but he's not complaining, he's not lashing out. He just taking it, a true villain, and very good loyalty to the League of Villains and stuff. And then he was look at the news, and they going through the news and everything that's been happening for this past week with Endeavor's battle with Hawk and that special Namu. What happened with the Yakuza situation and the police situation when they blew up the police car with Chikakatsu, I believe his name is pronounced. I'm probably butchering it. But the guy that Deku fought, the father of the little girl that Deku and Maoria saved. So, Eri's father. There you go. I'm trying to remember her name so bad. Eri, her father. A brother. I forgot if he was her brother or her father. He's one of the two. But you remember the leader of the Yakuzas, the guy who can literally rip you apart DNA wise and construct you. If you remember, Shigaraki blew up the police car that he was on the highway. So that was another event mentioned. And basically all these events where they were at, there's been fingers there doing the little world L sign that Destroyer does. And basically Destroyer tells them, we already have you locked and set it because you have your phone and you answering our call. Now all we have to do is just tell Hawk, Endeavor, or any of the other high level class heroes, and you will be captured easily. And he gives them an ultimatum, and he's like, come join us, the Liberation Army, or fall by our hands. And he tells them where they can come to get their broker and where they can make the decision if they want to join or fall. And that was basically the end of the chapter. Now, again, this was a short chapter and there wasn't really much in the chapter. Most of the chapter were just them dialoguing between each other on how they fight in Mashina. and why they have to fight him to get the doctor's full respect and help. But it was very interesting to see that Destro, called them up and was like, yo, come down and you either have to join us or die by our hands. So it's going to be very interesting to see the League of Villains versus the Liberation Army. Because Shigaraki right now, his stability is not really stable. And I don't see him joining somebody else like they did with the Yakuzas. And it's funny too, because it was mentioned, are we going to join them like we joined the Yakuzas? So that was mentioned by Toka. So, and like I said, Shigaraki is not really stable right now. He's like a child. He's focused on just becoming the leader and getting his dream, which is beating Machina to get his approval and the doctors. So he's gonna probably see this as a roll bump in the way, and he's just gonna probably like eliminate everybody from that, Liberation Army. Or at least that's his goal. And we also got this cool panel that we see the 4 main members of the Liberation Army. We got the president. We got the vice president. We got this one guy who's part of a council. I guess he's a government official. And then we got this last guy who looks like an assassin. They all look pretty good. Their character designs are all awesome. And they're all adults. So they most likely have full mastery of their power, and only God knows what other type of connections they have. And they probably have their own army as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Destro is like the evil version of Dragon from Naruto. I mean, from One Piece. Luffy's dad, Dragon, how he's a revolutionary army. Well, these guys are the same way, but they are more chaotic people. So, but yeah, next week, seeing the Liberation Army versus the League of Villains, that's going to be very interesting. Especially because, the League of Villains, they don't really have that many people like that. I mean, they're a very small group. So, I mean, they may have supporters here and there helping them out, but it's like they're really picky on who they bring in, and it's like they don't have that many people right now. So, but this is a story of Shigaraki's upbringing and Deku's upbringing, because eventually they're gonna fight to see who's superior than anyone else, just like how their masters always fought. So, but yeah, really good chapter, great stuff. Can't wait to see the abilities of all 4 of the members from Liberate or Destroyer, the Liberation Army. Can't wait to see what they would do. Can't wait to see if Shigaraki somehow able to beat Machina, and then he brings him with him to the Liberation Army camp to free their broker. I think that's like the only way he could really win right now. If he somehow is able to beat this guy and get him under submission, combined with the doctor's help, they can go over there with the Namu and Machina and they can really mess them up. I think that's the only possible way for him to win. I don't think Shigaraki's in a level right now where he could take on any of those 4 members. I could be wrong, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But that's all I have for you guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, share with your family and friends. Hit that notification bell for more. Give this video a like. Follow me on Twitter. Link me down below. That's all I have for you guys. Peace out and have a good one.